So if you can call roll for me.
And I don't have a copy of the agenda
Oh.
because my printer died.
Okay.
So Kathy Mitchell here, Lynn Larson,
Here.
Randy Neese,
Present.
Tony Baker,
We have Hannah joining. I'm letting her in now.
Hannah Daniels,
Hannah Daniels, yeah.
Okay.
Rick,
Tony Baker, not present.
not yet, Rick
Kirkhead.
Kirkad.
Rick also sent me an email saying he would not be able to make it to this one.
He's gonna be absent. And Amy Lentz. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Sean Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
Paul Pernas.
Okay.
1, 2, we do have a quorum.
Hannah, can you hear us?
Hello.
Amy came through pretty good. I don't think all of them are good.
Yeah, we got 5 out of 7. Okay.
All right, we have a quorum, we can proceed. Any corrections or amendments to the minutes from the April meeting? So shall we,
I move we accept the minutes from the April meeting.
so moved, second?
Come on, Amy, second it.
We have a second to approve the minutes? Up, I can't second.
Second.
Thank you. If there are no corrections, the minutes stand as approved.
Okay.
All right, public comment, non-agenda items, anything? Not seeing anything?
Paul, I didn't see it on your discussion items, but a couple months ago, or maybe even last month, you had the street tree carving
Right. I
program.
wondered where that was at.
And do you need help? Do you need us to try to formulate a write-up for the program, or are you?
Let me talk more about that with the town administrators, like Keith, Jeremy, and Christopher, and just see if that's something they could find some money for or anything like that. And then once we get like their blessing, like that they'd really like to see something like this go forward, then let's start
Okay.
putting some effort into it. I kind of brought it up, and let me just double check with them. Let's see.
Okay, I was just going back through the old minutes and
That's
trying
cool.
to look for items that didn't seem like it was getting any traction or discussion, so
Mhm.
that was one that I was wondering about.
Yeah, because we talked about that at length. Okay. Right. Are we on to discussion items? Anything else from anyone? Poster contest calendar discussion.
So yeah, you see the
This is what our calendar submissions are. Look at
yeah.
It's a pile of them.
235.
235.
Yeah. They are all great. I was really floored. I was just telling Kathy and Randy when we were sitting in here before the meeting that two of the parents, when they came by to pick up the trees, two of the parents of the winning posters, their kids were asking if they were going to be in the calendar. The parents knew already about it.
Okay,
So
so I think it's a
I
done
guess-
deal?
I guess we have to do a calendar.
we have to try our best, I think, for sure. And so that kind of leads into my budget for education and outreach. I have $1,428.78. My full budget for the year is $2,500. So that's where I'm sitting at this year. For money I could maybe there's somewhere else I could pull it out of, and if this gets some traction and we get some quotes, maybe some stuff could be moved around and we could definitely like make it work. But right now that's where I'm sitting. I did want to.
I was gonna say, we've got $5,000 in the tree advisory committee budget.
Oh, we
Dang.
do?
That's
Good,
okay.
unless something changed.
I didn't remember what that was. $5,000 is a ton. So
Sitting there.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
Okay.
And then I mean, if we want to kick this off as a tradition, I think we'll get a good feel for it this year, and then maybe figure out how many to print next year, and maybe I could even boost up education and outreach for next year and the years forward, saying
Mhm.
that this poster contest is very well received, and like, you know, we'll just start with that quote and be
I
like,
like
let's just
that.
bump it up for
Yeah.
100 calendars every year for poster contest submissions. And so it's something that we can change just with like a little bit of discussion. So it's not like hard set every year, but yeah, and I kind of wanted to pass it on to you guys if you could help me out with. Kathy had a good point. Like, let's reach out to the Windsor Tree Advisory Committee. I have their town forester
Okay.
contact.
Okay.
He's great, and Tony just joined us in the waiting
And if you
room.
wanna share that with me, I'm happy to talk to you.
Yep. And we could get with them and see who they use, because their calendars turned out great. I made a point that they didn't have any ads, which I think is really cool. I mean, if we had some ad support for local businesses, I'm not super opposed to it, but you know,
I kinda like
that's
the
just-
no ad aspect of, that's kinda
Yeah.
nice.
I
Very
mean, just-
non-commercial.
Gives us more room for more of the artwork.
Yeah. And I think like going around talking to businesses might add another layer onto it, but you know, it's whatever we want to do. It kind of depends on where we get with quotes.
And I was gonna ask you, had you heard from Windsor or anything, what the potential costs would be?
I did not.
No, we haven't done that.
Yeah.
But, and think of timing.
Yeah.
Good Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
So get them out in December. I like that. December release.
Okay, so make them this year for 2025,
Right,
using those posters.
right.
That's what
Okay.
I was thinking.
All right,
I should have brought that poster. But another cool thing they have in there, because it was like formed by their tree advisory committee, is like they have the tree advisory date every month. You know, like they meet just like us, like a
Mhm.
second Monday of each month or something like that. So we could also add like any significant things that might force me to like maybe pick Arbor Day back all the way into like January or December.
Yes, yeah.
So we could put it on the calendar, but any significant like dates and holidays and all that stuff we could put in. You know, it's a calendar, so if people wanna hang it up, look at it, and so
And school dates.
maybe school days would be good. I
Especially
think,
since we have school posters, that's a good idea.
yeah, like first day of school and last day of school. I think they might come out with those probably the year before. Hopefully they're not late and we could, put
Yeah, they're
days off of school
published.
in there.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah, go for the school age population and their parents.
Hannah just said in chat, we should put annual tree care dates on there. Maybe
Oh, that's a
that'd be
great idea.
good outreach, maybe
Yep,
like,
mhm.
time to start wrapping your trees in November.
Yep, Unwrap your
But
trees.
maybe a little like tree care tips.
Don't
on the
forget to
bottom.
water your trees this month.
Yeah, right, or like fun facts like, 1 inch in diameter should be about 10 gallons of water. And yeah, I mean, there's a ton of outreach we could do on this, for like, getting information out there. I mean, kinda sucks if we can only do so many, but I guess that's why we have many other channels for getting this information out there.
Well, keep your options open. Order 100, and then if we need to order another 100.
Yeah.
I mean, if they go like hotcakes,
Well, you might get as many.
as 235.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say.
And then getting them out to the public. The way I got one in my hands was because they just came around to local businesses in Windsor. My roommate happens to work at the Napa in Windsor, and
Huh.
he sent me a picture just jokingly, and I was like, "Dude, grab me 2 of those." So he grabbed me 2. Actually, we have one in our house. It's our house calendar, and then I have one in my office. So maybe after schools get them, and maybe we leave like a good stack at the school. Maybe we could just pass them out to local businesses. Just a free calendar sitting on their front desk in January, something like that, or December, January.
Promote them at the library.
Yeah, we definitely want to get them out to,
Yeah.
Places where they're going to be received well.
Just had a thought about where I might maybe get some idea of how many to print and, or not how many to make, print so much, but costs of printing and for so many.
What are the break points,
Yeah.
volume?
Yeah,
the
because
quantity of,
Metric
break points?
Motors, where I get my cars serviced up in Loveland,
Mhm.
they hand out two Metric Motors calendars with different pictures and stuff on them every year. So maybe I could just chat with them and see
Sure.
what they, does it for them and how much it costs.
Okey-doke.
Can we make some individual assignments right now as to who's gonna contact Windsor? So Lynn, I'll put you down as contacting, you said Metric Motors?
Metric Motors, yeah. I have to take my Jetta in about 100 miles anyway, so it's convenient.
So does anybody online wanna volunteer to contact Windsor to get information? Who was that,
That was
Amy?
Amy.
Okay, thanks, Amy.
Yeah, I mean, right now, just getting information, what companies, prices right now. And then whenever we maybe get to a good company we like, we can get an official quote with a quantity
Sure.
and then, yeah, work on that from there. I think another thing, yeah, based on that stack, I don't know if you guys wanna take a stack, like, we could just pass it to each member for a month and like, put your votes on the back and, you know, we got 7 months till December, pass it around to each member, take it home for a month, put your votes on, and then,
Like pick your top 10, maybe top 12.
yeah, get a lot of votes on there, so if, you know, we just happen to see some overlap, or just, I guess even if one has one, you know, it still would pass, and
If you have a collage on a page, you could have several.
yeah, and that's what they did too, their last couple months were collages, like 6
Ah.
posters,
Ah.
so I think they did like a,
So we could do 18.
You know, like, they did like 3 from each school, so each school got representation, and then the last page was like honorable mentions, I think.
But again, we've got third, fourth, and fifth grade, so we need to figure out how we're gonna distribute that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe third grade on 1 month from
Third,
both
fourth, and
schools.
fifth, third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, it depends on how
times.
big we can make it. We
Yeah.
don't wanna make the pictures too small to
No.
where they can't appreciate them,
Right.
you know, but,
Mhm.
you know, so we've got the 3 grades, we've got the 2 schools, we've got a variety of, a mixture of things that we could put together on the calendars.
Oh, we need to make sure we reserve spots for the 3 Arbor Day winners too.
Yes, yeah, I feel like they should be,
They should have probably their own page,
yeah,
Yeah,
or
January,
all be on one
February, March.
page. You could
Yeah.
have the 3 winners on one page.
yeah. I think
Actually,
so
the
too.
more the better, the more different kids you can get involved
Mhm.
on the page.
And it'd be cool, like you saw, there's a couple themed ones in there. We got a Christmas tree on one. We got a couple cool like monster Halloween themed
Definitely.
trees. So
Mhm.
I think, you know,
October
yeah,
and December.
yeah.
They're all set.
But yeah, if anything else, I mean, there's some cool like Four Seasons ones. Like
Yeah, I saw,
springtime.
yeah, this one is, yeah.
There's some really cool ones. So, you know, when you're voting, keep that in mind, or maybe even if you want to put like what month you think it should be
Yeah.
too. Like, just put your vote down and be like April.
Alright, well, let me volunteer to take these this month. And I will create a way that we can
Wonderful.
vote.
Okay.
Okay. You have some pretty good ideas here.
Yeah, so, you know, find a way we can vote and then I can either get these to Hannah or Amy or Tony or Kathy.
And
I'll just find somebody
Okay.
to take them to next and then I'll just
we'll
have
just
that
keep-
distribution work its way down the page and then you'll just have to be responsible to get it to the next person
Okay.
on the list.
That works.
Yeah. Anything else we need to think about?
I was gonna bring one thing up.
Yeah.
Can you talk to Christian about getting some of these guys highlighted on the website? Some of their work?
Yes. I know we had a social media post, or it was on the town web page. I think
Did
they
they
were.
put it on the webpage or not?
Oh, that
But
would be
also
great.
just coming over here, I remembered that, yeah, we should post the 3 winners up in the front window of town hall. And I know Richard was talking about getting some out to local businesses. I think that's at least something we could do to like honor some of these entries in this
Mhm.
year.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we, just make copies and give
Sure.
each businesses like a short stack and
Mhm.
let them pick what they want to put in.
I could maybe reach out to the chamber and see if they want copies for their windows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll take that on.
That's a good idea. Make copies and keep the originals here.
Yeah, because some of the parents, well, at least the 2 winner families that came in, they wanted their original back. So
Oh, okay.
that's why 2 of them are normal sized pieces of paper because they're scans. So
Hey, Paul, there's no name on the top of third and fourth. So
yeah, because they got cut off.
do you know who they are though?
Yeah, and I don't know if here's where they were.
Oh, awesome.
And I don't know.
That's on the tree page though.
Yep, that's on our 6th annual. I think. I mean, I'm fine leaving that on our page all year.
Oh, yeah.
Sure,
There's
absolutely.
no reason why it should be taken down. So I like it there. But
I was more referencing just like get that up on the homepage for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I think so. We'll see if we can fit it in for sure.
Yeah. Give it a
But
shot.
I don't know. Talking to Stephanie, she was like, kids kind of are like a sensitive topic, and like she didn't want to like release their names with these.
Mm.
I was
Really,
just
like
thinking
put that
about
out
that.
there.
No.
Some weird family things might be happening with
Mhm.
kids, and so like I don't know how best like what she did was put like AH like their initials or something
Mhm.
next to it to keep it kind of
Anonymous.
yeah. So I don't know if how we want to do that, if it's like putting too much information out there. I mean, I know in the Windsor one they gave like first name last initial and what school they went to.
Well, I think we could talk to our attorney about that and see if she could formulate a waiver form that the parents can sign
Or
or
not.
not sign.
Or not.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
I know a lot of times when you take pictures of some,
You have to have a
you have
release.
to have releases from the
Mhm.
parents or the kids, yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to tread on
Right.
sensitive ground and
Sure.
be insensitive to anything going on with these
With
families.
the
So,
internet, there's enough weirdos out there. That-
so,
Something in the newspaper today about that.
so yeah, and of course when the student or their family sees that, they're gonna know it's theirs.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, it'd be cool to the kid gets to see their name up in a window at a business or see their name on a calendar instead of even just their initials. Like they're like, I won that
Yeah,
contest.
yeah.
That's my name right there. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe talking to the town attorney might be good. And
Okay, anything else on the calendar? Do we have everything assigned that we need to assign at the moment?
Richard was kind of taking the spearhead on getting them out to the businesses.
Richard?
Rich.
Oh, Rick. Rick.
I'd still like to do that. Maybe we can get something going in the next couple of months. He had something come up during this meeting, but maybe he's still willing to do that. Maybe we could just, I don't know, make an even shorter list of like, I don't know, stuff we could just hand out to businesses.
Okay.
I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys to get those all out and get your votes out. But yeah, maybe we could just pull a couple out and, get them out there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay, anything else? That just took off.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great.
I don't know if I said it in the email, but yeah, like compared to the first year I did this, we got 1. Last year we got 3. And then we just completely blew it out of the water with 35.
So
So
it was those excellent presentations you made to the schools, right?
yeah, and it was a lot of cooperation with the schools this year. I think getting a really enthusiastic teacher, getting them in the hands of a really enthusiastic teacher really helped. A lot of these made it to the hands of art teachers, which just made it like an art project
Oh, okay.
for the day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully I got good feedback from the teachers after everything was all said and done. They're like, hey, that was great. You know, I was like, hey, I'd love to make this a tradition. So look for me next.
Yeah, cause it's kind of
next
art,
April.
science, all kinds of things.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, hopefully we start the conversation a little early next year where maybe we could get a little bit more time to do like really cool stuff. Like I was thinking like some hands-on presentations where I get to explain like certain concepts to kids.
Mhm.
I was super nervous about not having enough time. And that was not the issue. Well, actually, it was the issue. I did not have enough time. I was worried I didn't have enough content
Yeah,
to keep them entertained for, you know, however long, but I found that I could only get through half of what I had.
that's what I was gonna say. My wife's experience, which I tease her because she prepares for a Bible study. It's one hour. She ends up with 5 hours worth of material. And she has difficulty getting through.
Yeah. And when you get the kids, you know, shouting answers back at you,
Yeah. Exactly.
they just go wild. So, and that taught me need a little bit of refining on the presentation side. But yeah, if we could set up something a little longer next year, that'd be even cooler.
Alright.
So,
I'm curious about the 6th annual.
Mm.
How did we come up with 6 years of doing this?
I think I just only had records going back 6 years.
That we,
And on my through the files that were handed down to me.
that we did an Arbor Day
Yeah.
kind of celebration.
Oh,
So it's not so much the
okay.
poster contest, but it's the Arbor Day celebration.
No, the just the poster contest
Oh, okay.
is only 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've definitely.
41, I think, this year, wasn't it?
I mean, I know for sure we've definitely observed Arbor Day for at least 41 years.
Well, yeah, I knew
That's a
that.
requirement for
So I
it.
was trying, yeah, you're right. I was trying to figure out what it meant too.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else? Do we wanna move on to the summer fall TAC presence at town event?
Yeah. So no, not to freak you guys out, but in 2 weeks it's birthday, and I got asked if we wanted to do a booth. So birthday is the first Saturday. Actually, it's in 2 weeks. So
Is it really? Ooh.
yeah, it'll be Saturday the 1st.
Mhm.
And should have brought it up earlier, but they would hopefully definitely have us if it's not too late. But we have had a presence at birthday in the past. And then the other one I wanted to bring up is Oktoberfest. I don't have a date on that yet, but that's just in October or like late November.
Being on the licensing authority also, I should make it one of my responsibilities to say when the alcohol use permit comes in, put down there, a booth for the tree committee is a requirement when you put your.
There you go.
Sean's laughing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Lynn.
And we were thinking, cause we were there, that,
Yeah.
was it last year when it was so cold and rainy?
At Oktoberfest.
No, it was birthday.
Birthdays was
Birthday was pretty nice last year, I think.
one of
the
the
day that
days.
was so
Pretty
cold and
crummy
rainy.
last year, I think.
Or it did rain, yeah, like all day.
Yeah.
That's right. It did.
And the booths that did the best had games.
Yeah.
Something for people to walk up and do some sort of game and get a prize.
Yeah.
We noticed that very readily.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it might be a little short to plan something like that, especially like picking up anything new, like to hand out, you know, like little bags or something with the tree advisory on it or anything like that. But I feel like we still get a lot of good.
We got a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think, you know, we get a lot of homeowners coming up asking questions. We got a lot of questions about lawns, but that's fine. I'll answer those questions. Another thing is, my forestry tech, Brandon, he offered to come to this one, so he could also be there. So, yeah, if I don't know the times for, Bertha Day this year. I could confirm that and get it out, but it shouldn't be too long. I think it'd be like,
Oh, the times during,
Yeah.
during the day Saturday?
yeah, do you happen to know? Look it up.
Do you want me to see if I can get Mr. Gardner's there again? To be
Yeah,
with
oh yeah, that's another thing. I hope it's not too short a notice. They were able to,
People always want hours, so it's usually not an issue. I can
There's a parade in
always-
the morning. I know
Right.
that.
Right.
So I can't remember whether it runs from 11 until 7 or 8 or 12. But it doesn't, people, booths have to arrive earlier, but I think the opening of the gates for the big event is somewhere around 11 or 12.
it looks like this is the chamber thing for the Bertha Day. It says that, I mean, yeah,
There's the bands.
the pancake and the race, and then the bands start at 12, so I would assume 12.
Yeah.
And we could just do like a 12 to 6. Maybe something, maybe like 11 to 6, just to get there, set up,
Yeah.
and all that. And I can figure out if we're gonna share a booth with rec. We have done that in the past, or if we'll get our own spot. So I can check into that, but if anyone's willing to volunteer, at least I can start seeing if I got a roster and if I should, so if you guys are available that Saturday.
I'm good. Yeah. I can do
Okay.
You just have to remind me.
Should I maybe just send out an email to everybody
Yeah.
tomorrow once
That
I
would
get a
be
little
good.
more info?
Mhm.
Question, Paul. I feel like last year or the year before, we split it into 2 shifts so that it was like 3 hours for one and 3 hours for the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could we do that again? I think I could do a few hours. I don't think I could do the whole day though.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I'd like to see who wants to join us, because the more people that join us, we can split it up into like shorter shifts for everybody, so that we all don't have to be there. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably, Hannah, it's June 1st, the Saturday, first Saturday in June is April. She says she can be there. Randy, you said you could be there, so there's.
Yeah, I have another commitment, but I'll cancel that. So, yeah, I should be able to attend that day.
Okay. So yeah, that's
I
4.
can do the earlier part of the day.
And I can do part of that too.
As far as I know, I can do the latter part of the day.
And I can fit in wherever you need me. That's okay.
Yeah, I'll try to get out that email tomorrow, maybe a little later this week, to you guys, and maybe if you just want to reply with your available times. I mean, already right here, I've got 7 plus if I get a hold of the master gardeners.
Okay.
That's a lot of
I
people.
can
So.
email.
Do you need to reserve that cover, that tent that you had last year?
That's something I'll need to find out about. I think usually those are Rex tents, so I'll have to find a tent or a little pop-up shade thing.
Okay, because last year we had one that was 12 foot in a 10-foot space.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
mean,
that.
I feel like that's something we should, maybe just up and buy. I mean, it's not gonna take too much money out of our stuff, but just go buy like a Walmart pop-up shade, or it'd be even cooler if we could get a custom one.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
So as they fly their drones over, they read the tree committee or Berthoud Forestry on
Yeah.
the top of the.
everybody's is like different colors, but ours
There you
is
go.
like dark green or something.
Well, would it be possible to get a presentation board of the new arboretum design that we could have up and maybe answer questions about that? Since we're gonna be right next to where it's gonna be built.
That's right.
Good idea.
I assume it's gonna be there at Wagner, isn't it?
Yeah, and the other thing is we're gonna have a survey for Parks and Rec stuff going out very shortly to the whole community. So watch out for that. But I think that'd be a great idea to have a presentation board for that, because I think that's a likely project in the next 2 to 3 years.
I just didn't know if the design company already had something made up that they might have had that we could get.
We've got conceptual designs for sure. Some really,
Something like that size
Yeah.
that we could put on an easel.
I could start asking.
Okay,
If not, maybe just have like a little stapled together book with some of the bigger images on it. Maybe like a layout and maybe some like they have cool like conceptual designs of like what each part would look like. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, well, I mean, with that, when I send out an email, Amy says that Sam's, one of those pop-ups is only $200. Yeah, that's doable.
Gary, I think you misread it, Paul. It's 200, but it's the commercial fence.
Oh.
The kind that the rec center has.
Yeah.
They've done there.
Yeah, but that's like quality. That's what we want, right?
Yeah, and that's like about $100 off the minimum price.
Okay.
Good deal.
Yeah, look into that. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah. So I'll send out an email here shortly this week, and if you guys just want to email me back what times you'll be available, and once I get everybody's response, I'll just maybe set up a roster, and if you don't like it, just let me know, and maybe we could swap around. I'll probably still be there all day. I just like to, at some point, get up and go and enjoy the festival and maybe go get some food, but I'll be around all day. So, and then I'll see what my forestry tech is available for. So, but yeah, and then Master Gardeners, they were there from start to finish last time. So I think we had some good things. We got some new ISA handouts to hand out. I think the Arboretum design would really draw people in. And maybe even some posters. I don't know.
oh, yeah.
Laminated.
Yeah.
Laminated copy.
Definitely. We don't know what we're gonna get thrown at us. So yeah. And then I mean we could talk about Oktoberfest, but if you guys want to, if you think you'd be available to volunteer for that too, when I hear information about Oktoberfest, I can just, be right there
Okay.
saying we want a booth. So if that's another thing we want to be a part of.
Let's see. Oktoberfest, I'm trying to remember, is it actually in October or is it the end of September like it's supposed to be? The bottom line is, we would be getting, I think we would have to probably approve the alcohol use by the second Thursday in August.
Mhm.
Second Thursday in September is gonna be too late, so it'd be second Thursday in August, so that's when I would get the information for that approval.
Okay.
I'll add a stipulation that they need to put a place for a canopy for the tree.
I'm not.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any trouble getting into these. There's usually some open spots for us to, and if not, I'm sure Rec will have a booth. And like I said, we've shared a booth
Yeah.
with them in the past. So yeah, that's about the only two town departments that usually have a presence at these events. So forestry and rec. But yeah, all right. Well, sounds good. I will do that. I'm actually gonna make a note on my phone, so I know.
Anything else on that?
If anything, tomorrow I'll definitely say that we're gonna be there.
Okay.
Cool. Sounds
And
good.
the last item is the staff report, so whenever you're ready, you can roll with it.
Yes, so I actually have one. I just threw that in there. I took that. Right after Arbor Day, I had a road trip planned out to the Sequoias, so that's my picture of the Sequoias. But
Oh, there's Mayor Well.
Arbor Day, not only the poster contest was a great success, Arbor Day was awesome. By the way, any of you guys who showed up and sent me pictures, if you could email those to me, they come through a little bit better in an email. When you text them, especially like a lot of photos at once, it compresses them. It reduces the file size so I can send them all at once. So like when I open them up on my computer, it looks like a Lego like mural. So when you email them to me, I get the like higher def. So if you have any photos from Arbor Day, just email them to me, and those will be good because that's another thing. I mean, not only is it just cool that our Arbor Day is growing, but those are photos I submit to for our Tree City USA.
Right.
So good pictures are always helpful.
I haven't downloaded them from my phone yet. I have to, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, me too. I think I have a copy.
Well, and all you guys in here, you were there. It was quite a day. Very rainy, but we got it planted, and hackberries are kind of slow this year, so I think it's just finally starting to bud out. So that's pretty cool. Actually, this is our Mayday tree from last year. This is my forestry tech took a picture of that, so that thing's doing well. It's always good. I keep a very close eye on our past Arbor Day trees. The two at the one at the rec center from 2 years ago now, 3 years. Those are doing fine, so I'm glad to see our Arbor Day trees are doing really well. I really hope it's something people can come back and say they helped plant. We had the Girl Scout troop join us, which was awesome. They really saved our backs.
I did.
I think when you get 8 other people to dig a hole for you, it's not too hard for anybody. So,
You did such a good job at digging the hole, you had to fill back in.
I know, that was so weird. Tree planting enigma right there, but yeah, I mean, I still think I think a lot of people who were already planning on coming that day might have woke up to some rain and probably were like, yeah, nah. So I think that Arbor Day was probably going to be bigger than even we got. So again, it's cool. We're taking a little more than baby steps on all these things, but that's awesome. Well, everything we did this year, I'm comfortable doing again next year. And if we can find some more stuff and definitely find time for it, I am, more than willing to incorporate it. I got a plan next year that hopefully we can plant a lot of trees for Arbor Day. Everybody trying to get around one tree kind of never really works out. So I'd like to get 5, 7, 10 trees to be planted so that everybody can do it start to finish, plant their own tree. When CSU did something like this in Arbor Day planting, and they usually had double-digit trees being planted on Arbor Day, and I think you did everything. You dug the hole, you planted it, all that, and the town forester just came around and he's just he would just give you pointers on shave the planting hole a little bit. So I think people giving them a chance to actually plant a tree would be really cool.
Well, if you want to do that many trees, I could probably get some of the pickleball people to come plant them around the pickleball courts, because they were talking to me on Saturday
Oh, really?
about how we needed more trees around the pickleball courts.
Ooh,
So,
all right. That's great.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
idea.
and hopefully we'll be replanting trees at Wagner here this month. I mean, it's been so busy. We're trying our best to keep up, but yeah, I mean, that area at Wagner will be a whole new area to plant. So, and I do agree, that looks really hot out there. I couldn't imagine playing pickleball in the summer on but where I just on the topic of Arbor Day, I was thinking about, because Town Park will be done, and we have this this strip that goes up and behind Ivy. There's really, I mean, we removed this tree; it was half dead.
Right.
This cottonwood's still there, but otherwise, there's nothing going on in this whole strip, and I think it'd be pretty cool to have.
And that's highly trafficked when it's open.
Yeah, I mean, Town Park will be finished up, and it'll it'll be a big thoroughway to our new town park. So we could easily fit 10 tree plantings in this area.
Does that ball field belong to the school?
Yes.
Mhm.
And we'll just have to pick the right varieties for being next to a school. But yeah, hopefully we can plant something that gives them shade and all that. So thank you for helping out with Arbor Day, guys. It really was a success, to say the least. So
And my only suggestion for next year for you is to try delegate some of those duties to one of us to take care of. Because you were so tied up with instructing the girls on how to dig the hole. You know, there were some of those things that were
We could have done, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
that,
yeah.
that we could have stepped
Yeah.
up and said, okay, here's next on the list,
yeah,
where you didn't have to be the leader on that, so.
I
Just-
think that'd be easy enough. Where it's like I almost forgot about the raffle. If it was like Randy, you're in charge of the raffle. Like, don't let anybody leave until
Yeah.
you're going around. You're like, hey,
Yeah, we
put
could
your
just,
name on a piece of it. That'd work great. So I'll delegate a little more next year.
yeah,
Yeah,
coffee
we'll,
and the donuts and all that stuff.
we'll try to take that away from you.
Yeah,
That helps me out so much. So
Okay.
I appreciate that. Our grafting project is going. The rootstocks have sprouted. The scion wood, not so much, not yet. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. It oddly enough, while we were out and about working in town, we had another resident come up to us and talk, just bring up these apple trees. She must live on the west side of town, but it's kind of odd that 2 residents have come forward, asking specifically about these apple trees and saying that they're like these very delicious apples. And I think there might be a little more weight to them being heirloom apple varieties. Per Amy's advice, I reached out to the Boulder Heritage Tree Foundation or something like that, and they said they were going to get out and test the genetics of the trees to see, maybe just closely match them to what they might be, or actually tell us if they're heirloom genetics. And I think another fail-safe, if these don't take, we also grafted to our tree out in front of our shop. One fail-safe. This is another one. Now that it's leafed out, my forestry tech, he's saying we could maybe go try and just root cuttings, just anything to hopefully save one of these trees. And I'll check into and see where that development is at for clearing that land. But kind of what I heard is they might be slowing down out there or something. I don't know. That's just kind of heard rumors of that. And I don't want to I want to save these genetics, but I don't want to also make them feel like they're held up on these trees. So we're trying what we can do with the time of year it is, and we're trying our best. So that's just our
Quick
20.
chat with Ann would let you know.
So yep, and there's my picture.
Do we have giant redwoods in?
we do.
No, that's in the
It's next door to my house.
mountains of California.
Paul, quick question or quick thought on the apple stuff. If you want to try to, we can even take some softwood cuttings, some, new growth and root those.
Yeah, and that's what.
That'll probably be the most successful at this point.
Okay, that's what my forestry tech was reading, is that you need to take the new growth, the 1 year, like the growth this year, and that'll root. Okay,
And I can, if you want, I can do that. I have greenhouse space up at CSU I can use and just, keep it on the DL and.
this is an important project, so
I can do it.
you just.
But yeah, I could probably try them for you.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I just want to try to save if we get one cutting to take or one graft to take. I mean, that's huge. So that's why we're doing so many different methods, is just trying to get something to take. So, if you want to do that, that's great. We'll also try it. I think another, level of fail safes is good. So, yeah. Do you know where they're at, Amy?
I don't know, I think I know.
Can you see the map So over here, Highway 56, right? Here's that quick corner. Right before 287, this bunch of trees right here on the north side,
Yes, I look at them all the time. Which one is it?
they're tucked away on the west side right here.
Okay, I
They're-
can kind of see their crown. Okay.
Yep. So they're in there. I mean, we had no problem walking up and taking some cuttings. It's not really fenced off like a construction site, so I mean, we just pulled in over here and just walked over. But
I might just do that.
sweet, awesome.
Was there any fruit that came off the tree that you could get seeds from that fruit?
We did well. That's a tough one for preserving genetics.
Okay,
Yeah.
We were able to find a fruit at the base of the tree last fall when this was first like brought to my attention, and we tasted it. It was like an unblemished apple that had fallen off the tree, and it was pretty good. Didn't like strike me as really like heirloom for any. Didn't taste extraordinarily like different or anything like that. But yeah, when you get seeds in apples, you never know what the parent genetics are. You at least know half of the genetics, but you don't know where the
It's not gonna be true.
other half are. Yeah. So a seed might not be true to that type. So that's why seeds aren't super reliable for preserving genetics. So yeah. We're not super forestry related, but what's been keeping us busy these days is we're getting the pots on Main Street potted up. So you guys will see all the planter pots on Main Street all potted up with annuals. We had to run through and fix all the backflows. It is kind of forestry related because I guess those water lines run a drip emitter to each one of those trees on Main Street. So it's like, it's funny, those big, like, I mean, they're small trees, but they're pretty big though. And they have like one drip emitter at the bottom of them where there's dirt. And it's like, that's not doing anything. Like, but it's more for the pots. So we got our pots in, they look great. Kind of more on our horticulture side of things. We have Mark Spalding, who works for Baseline. It's like a company that our town kind of has contracted out that does a lot of our building inspections and inspections for new properties. Mark, our guy, is out on vacation, so I've actually been doing the inspections for tree plantings. I've already done 5 since he's been away. It's really just going around to these new properties and just checking them out. Mark's doing really good. He wasn't a tree guy before, but I'm slowly converting him. In that I tell him what I'm looking for, and he's a really good listener, and he's really trying to be like the best at his job. So we'll look at a tree and I'll be like, yeah, you see this, and that's not good. So he learns a lot, and actually, the people from our planning department say he's a little harsh on the trees, and I'm like, I think I'm making him that way.
Where is this located, the picture?
This I actually took this morning. This is out in those Heron Lakes,
Oh, here, nice.
the TPC golf course one. So so I go around and just make sure. For some reason, trees are grouped with sidewalks, so I do just check the trees and make sure the sidewalks aren't cracked. So.
Fickle 3, this would be HOA trees. We went walking, we hadn't walked over there for a few days, but we went walking there, I think it was last night. And they planted some evergreens and stuff over near where the duplexes are going in. And there's at least 2 trees that are like this.
Oh my
They
gosh.
haven't had them stake. The winds that came through, they said,
Oh, it was really bad this weekend.
yeah.
Oh.
So the 2 trees they had to put, that they planted, and they pulled them out again because I fussed and you fussed, and
Yeah.
so they just keep putting them in over there, but
Yeah. And I mean, like these 2 were a different house. This was one I did last week, and it was a pair that was planted, and it was like they must have let it sit out in full sun, like on the asphalt, and it was just like completely wilted.
Mhm.
And I was just like, this needs to be rechecked in a week because it could just be planting stress, but it's like that tree might as well be dead. Whatever they did to it. So yeah, that's just another thing I've been working on, just in these last couple of weeks, and then, yeah, we potted up Main Street, so, some other pictures, town park irrigation is going in. I was actually on my, trip, but, this was a picture from my forestry tech. He actually went out and checked it, and we had them move a main line around, some of the trees. The plans were kind of drawn up kind of poorly, where like a sprinkler line like going right like through a tree, and it's like, do they not know there's a tree there? So it was weird. So we're kind of just like double checking, making sure that the construction company knows, you know, what we're looking for. And so town park is, I mean, hopefully once this these sprinklers are installed, turf comes next, and we can turn them on and start getting these trees water for the summer, because our water truck's great, but it takes forever to water.
Yeah, I've seen them out there.
Town park.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the biggest thing, is getting these trees water and happy over the summer. Another thing Brandon did while I was away, we pulled out all the dead trees in the entryway to Wagner.
No.
Like I said, we're trying to gear up once we get a little bit of time to breathe here, to replant all the dead trees in the entryway to Wagner. Again, it was a weird time that these were like the final warranty plantings, and they planted them in like the end of fall, like almost when we maybe had our irrigation system on for like a week, and then we blew it out for the year. But it was just like, I don't know why they waited till the end of the year to replace our trees, and we had some failures. So we're hoping we get it. It's us doing it this year. We know what to do. We have that attention to detail. So we're just hoping we get some good trees in, give them the care they need before their first winter, and they just take off. So
Are you putting trees back in?
Yep. yeah, it's a bit though. It's going to be a multi-week project. Where it'll be, I mean, probably 3 or 4 trees a week, because we're only so big. So, yeah. Oh, I think this picture, another poor thing you dig up when the basket and the cage wasn't even removed off one of these trees. And it's just like, the company that did this, I have kind of said like, don't hire them ever again. Like, there's been way too many headaches for landscaping all over Wagner. Just a lot of corners cut everywhere. And it's just like, this is a company that does not have an eye for detail. Like, please do not bring them back into Berthoud. So when I checked on who was doing the irrigation at Town Park, I was just like, it doesn't matter as long as it's not them. Like, whatever, you know, because I think they really showed, this big company showed their attention to quality. So yeah, we found a pretty handy way to just rip these young trees right out of the ground with a tool cat. They just come right out. So yeah, there's the one with the basket.
Oh,
Just planted in the basket. Burlap's probably not even removed. So yeah, and unfortunately, our new forestry tech, our newest guy, Sam, he left. He went to pursue a different career path. He was very into Larimer County search and rescue kind of stuff. He did a lot of help with the search and rescue, and you know, after spending so much time with him, it seemed like that's really where his heart was taking him. So he had an opportunity to go work for a mountain community, either in the fire department or like a search and rescue. So he let us know that you know, he was no longer going to be working with the Berthoud. So we're back down to 2 people, kind of back to a snail's pace. So still looking for, we got a ton of applications, and I just need to find the time to go through them. Hopefully we'll get someone else to fill that position, because it was really great there for a second having 3 people. They were able to get a lot done. You know, I've got so much stuff on my plate, inspections and meetings and all this stuff, and with one forestry tech to do all the actual like in-field work is just, it's kind of not feasible. So I'm glad we got approved for another forestry tech, and it really showed with this guy, just having somebody with the knowledge and the skills, we can get a lot more done. So that's about it for my staff report there.
Paul, I noticed up at Berthoud Reservoir, the trees up there are still wrapped.
Yep.
And I was gonna offer to go and pull that wrap off, but I didn't know if you saved it or if you just trash it each year.
No, we're going to take care of that tomorrow. So don't
Oh.
worry about it. Yeah.
Okay, cause I was gonna offer to just go do that if that would help the crew out, so,
We got it.
okay.
No worries.
Alright.
Yeah, we just, a lot of stuff has been coming up, and tree wrap has kind of been one of those low priority things. We just haven't had some really slow days, and we're looking forward to tomorrow being kind of a potentially rainy day
Mhm.
to really tackle all these like little minor tasks to
Okay.
take care of. So, but yeah, other things I don't have pictures of. We put some fresh mulch down at the Fickle Park, all those trees. A couple of our hawthorns were pruned up around town, as well as the cemetery trees, the spruces that line the cemetery. We limbed those up. Hopefully it's the last time we need to really touch them. And then, yeah, we removed a leaning tree at Roberts that we've had our eyes on. It had this lean that just never got better, or never really seemed too stable. So that was removed at Roberts, and that's another planting site for us. So
Anything else?
that's it.
Any other items from the committee? Okay, I guess we can adjourn at 5:58 or 9. Our next meeting is June 17th at 5 p.m. And we'll see you at Berthoud Day.
Like I said, look out for that email, and
And I'll get a hold of Allison like tonight. I'm just emailing
oh
her.
yeah, if you want to take care of that, that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
I was gonna bring one more thing up. I
Yeah.
won't be here for the June meeting,
Okay.
so I'll see you guys at Birthday Day and stuff. But if you guys have anything that comes up in June, just let me know.
Was that Amy?
Yeah.
I already heard back from Allison about the calendars. We got all of that information in an email.
Oh, sweet.
So you already had it. It's already done.
Sweet. Yeah, I just saw your email ping on my phone. I just didn't read it. So awesome.
That's for Berthoud Day, Amy?
No, that's
Calendar.
Oh, for the calendar. Oh, even better. I'll contact
From
you for
Windsor,
the
I
Berthoud
guess.
Day.
yeah. Allison O'Connor is actually on the Windsor Tree Advisory Committee.
Right.
So,
That's great.
but thank you guys. Thank you on
Thank
Zoom.
you.
Thanks for joining.
Bam.
Tell me, where is this redwood? Is that a redwood?
That is the redwood.
That
That's
is
the biggest
the-
tree on the planet.
Yeah,
Biggest organism. That's General Sherman.
that is General
Give
Sherman.
me
Wow.
your address and then
Now
I'll
that's,
deliver
General
this to
Sherman's
you.
not the one that they cut the hole through for
Just
cars.
go ahead and write it
Okay.
down there.
Fortunately not.
So Paul, I missed the trustee meeting. Did everybody get put back in their position?